everybody and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be doing something book related but doesn't require me to actually read. If you don't know, if you didn't see the community tab or you didn't watch the end of the Fairy Loot catch-up vlog, I do have a health issue going on right now. So I am very on and off with reading depending on my pain level. This is not the health update. I know a lot of people want the health update, but this is not I'm recording this Monday. I don't have a neurology appointment until Thursday. So whatever I film after Thursday will most likely have the big update. I don't know what that will be. Maybe a book box. I don't know. But I'll put in the thing health update so you guys don't miss it if that's what you're looking for on a video that you don't normally watch. So yeah. I can't really say much other than it's just very painful, unhappy with it, and it's very distracting. It's very annoying. So hopefully we'll get that figured out at the neurologist. Hopefully they'll know what's going on, if I just injured something or I don't know. We don't know. There's zero ideas. But in the meantime, while I'm very slowly reading, because I am back to reading, but it's very, very slow, we're gonna do something kind of fun. I don't know if other booktube people have done this yet. If they had, I would give them credit, but I don't know if they've done it yet because I have not really been watching booktube that much. I've been watching, I've been watching all my horror content. I've been watching Spooky Astronauts. I've been watching Possessed by Horror. I've been watching the Dead Meat podcast and their kill counts. And then I've been watching Real Rejects. They're my favorite. I absolutely love Real Rejects. They are so much fun. So I would go check out any of those. They do a lot of watch along things. They do a lot of other things like that. Love it. It's very distracting. It's been great for my mental health, but I have not really done any reading until like yesterday. If you want to keep track with my reading as I'm doing it, because I've read an okay amount recently, you can follow my Goodreads, which should be linked down below if you want more consistent updates compared to just YouTube. But because I've got a lot of people have been adding me there recently. But anyway, I thought it would be fun to do something on Goodreads. Goodreads put out a list that is like, what is it? Top 66 horror books in the past 3 years. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to go through them and see what I've read, see what I want to read, and what I've liked and what I haven't liked. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to go through it and kind of give you a little more spooky content since I really don't have any right now. Well, let's go through that list together and see what's what. Okay, so first up we have Mexican Gothic. I feel like you guys know already. I love Mexican Gothic. This one was just so much fun, dark. I gave this 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. Definitely gothic horror. Same with the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I feel like that's one of Grady Hendrix's most popular one and least decisive. I feel like most people like that, and then you get into his other books and it's like, ooh, I hated that, I love that, etc. So Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. That is a hard one to say. Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I think I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed that one. Home Before Dark, Riley Sager, 5 stars. That was one of my favorite Riley Sagers. It's just really, really fun. And I don't know many people who didn't like that one either. So already starting pretty popular. Oh, next we have Hidden Pictures. I really liked Hidden Pictures. I know there is a little bit of drama surrounding it. I haven't really gone into the drama that much, but I did give it a 5 star. I was shocked at the end of it. I was just like flabbergasted, and it is something that happens in real life all the time, which is terrifying. Like, people are evil. People are so evil, and yeah, what happens at the end, the twist, is what happens in real life and why it's so hard to sometimes find people. So yeah, it's crazy. Anyway, moving on. Sundown Motel. What did I give this one? I think I gave this one a 4. I really liked the Simone St. James. I think the only one I haven't liked by Simone St. James so far is I love The Broken Girls. I gave that a 5 star. What is the new one? Whatever the new one is. The Book of Cold Cases. Did not like that one. I did not like that one. I don't think I would put the Sundown Motel or Hidden Pictures in horror, actually. Hidden Pictures, like, I feel like it's closer to horror, but it's still thriller horror. Sundown Motel is like, I would just put that in thriller. I know there's like supernatural aspects to it, but just because there's a supernatural aspect to it doesn't mean it has to be horror. So I would put the Sundown Motel in thriller. Stephen King, I don't read Stephen King. The only good Indians I will not be reading. Number one, because I don't like Stephen Graham Jones's writing. And number two, I know it has to do a lot with hunting and stuff like that, and I really don't like that. It's fine if other people do it, but I don't like reading about it. So I will not be reading that one. The House on Needless Street I've talked about before. I'm not going to be reading it because I did have the ending spoiled for me, so I just don't feel the need to read it when I already know what happens. How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. This is one of the examples of decisive, although I've seen pretty much only negative reviews. I think I've only seen one positive review on this one, and yeah, that was it. Pretty much everyone else is like, it's not good. And I didn't like it. I think I gave it a 2-star. I did not enjoy that one. Year of the Witching. I think I tried reading this one. I didn't like the writing style. This one could be one I get to eventually, but as of right now, I'm not really interested in it. Stephen King, not reading Stephen King. Our Wives Under the Sea. This one was a funny one. I have I don't think it's a reading vlog. I think it's a review. I have a review for this one, and I think by the end of the review, or like I think it's by my reading wrap up, I originally rated this like a 1.5, I think, and now it's up to like a 2.5. I still didn't like it, but the end was beautiful, I will say, and the writing is beautiful, but there's a lot in it I absolutely despised. So that one definitely it's staying at a 2.5. What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. This one is one that most people don't like, and I actually really liked it, and I'm really excited for the second book to come out. I gave it a 3.75 because I do enjoy T. Kingfisher's The Hollow Places better. However, I really liked the story in this. I thought it was really, really cool, so I'm really excited for the second one. The Hacienda, definitely 5-star. 5 stars, so good. Absolutely love that one. Would recommend that one to anybody. This is your very interesting haunted house story, and it does it so well, and it made me want to read all the haunted house stories. Jennifer McMahon's The Children on the Hill. I have not read it, but I do have it, and I was planning on reading it this month, but that is not happening, so it may get pushed to next Halloween. The Burning Girls, that should be want to read, actually. Let's change that. I have this, I think, on Audible, I think. If I don't, it's on Kindle. I have it somewhere. I have it somewhere. Max Brooks' Devolution, I read it 1 star. Absolutely hated it. No. I think, what is it, Yetis or Sasquatch? I don't even remember. It was just super bloody and super boring somehow. Don't know how it was both, but I absolutely hated it. Ring Shout, I really want to read that one. I just haven't gotten around to it. Kind of the same as Children on the Hill. Just haven't had time to read it yet. But that one sounds really, really good. Jennifer McMahon, The Drowning Kind. I do want to read it. I don't have it. I'm gonna wait. I'm trying to be better about like reading the books that I have. So like I already have Children on the Hill, so I need to read that one before I get into a different Jennifer McMahon. Although I think I just bought a Jennifer McMahon. This is My Darling Girl from Book of the Month, Jennifer McMahon. I did that, didn't I? I just realized that. Chasing the Boogeyman, definitely want to read. I've heard some pretty good things about that. The Book of Accidents, I originally wanted to read, but I've heard nothing but terrible things about it. So not interested whatsoever in reading that one. Hide, read it. It's, every time I talk about it, it goes down 1 star. I think I originally started at a 2. It's definitely a 1-star book. It is not good. I don't have good memories of this. It just gets worse and worse the more I think about it. I also read the graphic novel that is coming out. I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know if it's already out, but it did make it a little better, but they didn't change any of the stuff that people hated in this. I feel like they should have changed some stuff if you have the opportunity to. They didn't do anything other than add scenery, which did help. The scenery did help, and I think I still gave it a 2. Just Like Home, I was supposed to read again this Halloween. It's just not happening. I have liked a previous Sarah Gailey, but I'm terrified to read this one because all I've heard is, it's so good, until the end. And I'm just like, what happens at the end that it's so bad? I may have to finish the Halloween month with this one just because I really want to know what happens at the end. Bloodline I've actually never heard of, and I don't know what this one is, so I'll have to go back and like look at some of these, but I've never heard of Bloodline. Dead Silence, I listened to an audiobook. Fantastic audiobook experience. I loved it. Would highly recommend if you want space horror. I think it's a lot of fun. Some people do, I think this is horror. I think this is horror. Some people are classifying it as thriller, but I think this is definitely on the horror side, and it is disturbing and it's really fun. House of Hunger I have upstairs, haven't read it, but very interested in it. Lone Women by Victor Laval. I loved the first section of the book. This is a DNF, and I could not stand the rest of it. And it does seem like a lot of people agree that the beginning or the middle part were their favorite, and then they just kind of DNF towards the end of it. My DNF was once we got into like the second part of where she's living. I was so bored. I was so bored and not interested, and so I DNF'd it. I loved the premise of it. It was such a cool premise, but it was just so boring and not what I was expecting. A House of Good Bones. We read this in our Lazy Book Club earlier this year. What did I give this? I think I gave it just a flat 3. It had some really good moments. It also had some really cringy moments in it. It was so fake funny, like it wasn't actually funny. That was really sad. Like I think like The Hollow Places, if you read The Hollow Places is legitimately funny. Like it's actually funny. The House of Good Bones tries to be funny and it just falls flat. I did not find it funny at all. The only thing that I found funny were the vomiting vultures, which I thought was really funny. But other than that, the humor was just, it took you out of the story. So yeah, 3 stars. Still enjoyed the general story, but the ending did get weird and the humor kind of killed me in it. Cackle, I do want to read this, but I do have Black Sheep by Rachel Harrison to read first. Although the funny thing is I think Cackle is more up my alley, so even if I don't like Black Sheep, I'll probably still read Cackle at some point. Another one that I don't know if I would put in horror though. I feel like this is more like cozy fiction is what I've heard, but I don't know. I haven't read it, so I can't actually say. Summer Suns, I have not heard good things about it. I originally wanted to read it, so now I'm just kind of like, I don't really have time for stuff that I'm not gonna like. Not interested in Survivor Song by Paul Tremblay at all, because I'm pretty sure that's the zombie book and I don't read zombie books. Not interested in that. Mallory, I have not read Bird Box. I have Bird Box upstairs, so I don't have a some I want to read because I haven't read Bird Box yet. Stephen King, not reading. We Spread by Ian Reid. I will not be reading this. I do have a video that's, what is it, all the books that I won't be reading, and this is on it, I think. I don't read stuff with Alzheimer's or dementia, and I don't read stuff with cancer, and I generally don't read stuff with chronic illness because that is my daily life and I don't want to read about it. It makes me very depressed when I read about it. So I avoid things that have to do with illness or sickness, which is also probably why Our Wives Under the Sea also was difficult for me and why I did not enjoy my experience with that one. But yeah, I do not enjoy reading stuff that has to do with illness. So I will not be reading We Spread because it will just send me into a depressed spiral. The Lighthouse Witches, I don't remember this one. I love the cover, but apparently I want to read it. So I guess I want to read that one. It says it has to do with, well, duh, witches. 2 sisters go missing on a remote Scottish island. 20 years later, one is found. Interesting. No kidding, I wanted to read it. The Pallbearers Club. No, I'm so torn on this one because it just sounds so weird and so interesting, but I've yet to hear a single person other than Books with Lala like it, and I tend not to like anything that Books with Lala likes. So, yeah, I'm not feeling that one. Devil House and Mother Thing, both of those, I feel like you could convince me to read Mother Thing, maybe, but I'm not super interested in it. And Devil House, I just really haven't heard anyone talk about it. Small Favors, I did read. I think I gave it a 4.5. I really love Erin Craig's writing. It's like precisely what I like in horror. And I know it's young adult horror and some people are like, it's not really horror. I think this is horror. To me, I was like shocked and like, oh my gosh, the things that were happening. It was like creeping sense of dread thing. This Thing Between Us, I'm not interested in. Same with Lakewood, I'm not very interested in. I haven't heard great things about Lakewood. Clown in a Cornfield, I could be convinced to read because I've heard some interesting things about it, but I don't know. That one's kind of on the fence, so I probably wouldn't read it because I already have a bunch of other stuff I could read. So I wouldn't go out of my way to read that one. Manhunt, Just Like Mother and Woman Eating, not interested in any of those. I haven't heard of The Vines. Such Sharp Teeth, again, I could be convinced to read this one. It kind of just depends how the other two Rachel Harrisons go for me. Don't Fear the Reaper. I've read, I liked better than the first one, but I still didn't like it. I don't know why I'm hate reading this series. If you have been watching this channel for a while, you know I'm hate reading this trilogy, and I'm so excited that the next one is the last one because I can't do it anymore, but I'm still gonna read it. I'm still gonna hate read it, and I'm going to hate it, but I'm still gonna read it because I want to know what happens. And like I said, Don't Fear the Reaper was better. I think the first one I gave a 1 star. Hard as a Chainsaw, I think I gave like 1.5 stars. Don't Fear the Reaper, I think I gave 2.5. So I'm like, I'm going up. This next one could be a 3.5. But for me, I think it's a lot to do with writing style with Stephen Graham Jones. I just don't like it. I didn't like Night of the Mannequin either. Sundial, not interested in. The Bone Orchard. The Bone Orchard I'm interested in, but it has terrible ratings, and I've heard some weird things about it, so I don't know about that one. That one I'm keeping on my want to read, but I don't know. The Return, again, another Rachel Harrison. It just depends on the other two that I already like have or already have like on my radar. So this one does look cool. I really like this cover. It also has a 3.35 on Goodreads, which is really low. Near the Bone, 1 star. Is it a 1 star? I don't remember what I gave it. It's like a 1 star. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. That's all I have to say about it. I just really didn't like that one. And it's really sad because I read it because everyone on Goodreads was talking about it and they were like, oh my gosh, it's so good. So I got the audiobook and then I hated it. The Resting Place, I wanted to read, I think mostly because of the cover. Mostly wanted to read it because of the cover. No interest in the violence. I have Silver Nitrate and I did read part of the first chapter and I already really liked it, so I'm pretty excited about it. Again, not reading Stephen King, although I feel like if you want to read Holly though, you want to read his other books because Holly's like a character in multiple of his books, isn't she? I don't know anything about Stephen King books. Her Little Flowers, I think I want to read that one. Sisters of the Lost Nation, want to read it. Vampires of El Norte, I am going to be reading for the end of this month for our book club. Rouge, I actually don't want to read. I only have it on my want to read because it's part of my like books coming out thing series because I knew a lot of people wanted to read it. But I am more interested in Rouge than I am Bunny. I didn't like Bunny, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait to hear more about it because all I've heard is bad things about it. So we'll see. Natural Beauty and Looking Glass Sound, I don't want to read. I DNF'd Looking Glass Sound. I didn't like it. I didn't like the writing style. Dead 11, I kind of want to read. A lot of people have been reading it, but it's been very like, it's like people don't know what to think about it. So I kind of want to read it, but it's also really long. Haunting of Alejandro, I definitely want to read. I haven't heard of Monstrelia. Okay, I feel like people brought it up, but it's in like, I want to read it, not that people have actually read it. So I don't know that much about it, but it seems kind of interesting. And then Mayfly, I don't want to read strictly because I don't like the cover. Like, really don't like the cover. I feel like this is missing some like really good books. I know it's supposed to be like I feel like it's supposed to be the books in the last 3 years, but I feel like we're missing a lot of books weirdly. I don't know, but I feel like this is not what I was expecting. There's definitely some on here I was expecting, like the Hacienda, the Grady Hendrix books, Simone St. James, again, don't really think that was supposed to be on there. The Riley Sager, again, the Riley Sager I feel like is a thriller, not really a horror, but whatever, whatever. But yeah, I feel like there's a couple more they could have put on here. I could not name them myself. But I feel like we're missing some. But anyway, that is my experience with the top 66 horror novels in the past 3 years. Some on here definitely duds to me, but some of them I actually really liked. There's definitely a lot on there that I want to read, so I really need to get to them. I just don't know when that's gonna happen. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I feel like there wasn't that much content in this, but I had a fun time with it. Just going through books again, because it's been a while that it's just like gone through books. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. There's a lot more content coming out hopefully at the end of this month. We have unboxings that should be coming and end of month content as usual. And make sure you pick up Vampires of El Norte. You still have time to read it. and that should be coming out end of month or beginning of next month, that whole review for that. So that is very exciting. But anyway, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you like the video if you enjoyed it, and make sure you comment down below any of the books that you've read and you've liked, haven't liked, etc. All the things. All the things that I usually love reading about. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.